I was not planning on filming today, but let's just say that the last vlog was a little bit emotional at the end. I'm still not 100% if I'm gonna keep that clip in there because I was talking for like 10 minutes and just kind of sharing my heart and sharing my feelings, and there's this self-sabotaging part of myself that kind of wants to cut it all out and not even put it in the video, but I think that it needs to go in there because we're being honest about our journey. Hey, me editing here, that clip did go on that last video, so if you watch that, you are the real MVP. So today is Friday, and then tomorrow and Sunday I have an art show in Red Wing, Minnesota, which I hope goes really well. What I'm gonna work on this morning, this is a big reason why I was in my feelings, is it downpoured like twice yesterday. All of my stuff is wet again. This is seriously the rainiest season that I've lived through the last 3 or 4 years, which is great. The farmers need the rain, it's a blessing to them, but every single week having to pull my stuff out of my car and dry everything off is just a lot of work. So I'm gonna be really honest about my journey, and I'm gonna show you how much work I really put into just doing that part, alongside of making all of the inventory and setting everything up, tearing everything down every time, just alone creating this stuff, just driving to the location. So this is added time on top of it. You know, if I make $300 at a market, someone's like, oh wow, that's a lot of money. It is a lot of money, but when you make all the inventory, you sit there for 13 hours and you know, you spend an hour driving and you pay for gas and you pay, what, $130 booth fee. Not really making a lot of money, so let me just show you some clips of the starving artist. Come along with me. Come along for the journey, if you will, if you want to be a part of this. And I'm gonna be real raw and authentic, and I'm gonna show you. My door's locked. Would help if I unlocked it. I'm just gonna show you guys the real raw honest parts of it, and I'm gonna show you my mess and just what everything looks like. So alrighty. This is wet. All my greeting cards are wet, so we're gonna pull all of it out. I have to, again, air dry all of my clothing, so let's unpack this bitch. Right, all of my sides are absolutely drenched, so I'm gonna pull them out on my deck, but I'll do that in a little bit. Broken. Next, we're gonna take out the candles so they don't melt in my car today. Entire car is empty because when I'm driving today I don't want tables sliding around, so I just pulled all of it out. And also I left this little compartment here open because I'm going to dry off all my weights, that way it doesn't get any mold in there. Tent is drying. I have to bring these in. These are all my tablecloths because they're all wet. I'm going to have to wash all of them again. All of my shirts are out drying. Alright, my entryway is an absolute disaster. That's all the stuff from my tent that got ruined. I did lose the little gray bag that it came in, which sucks. I have to pull all this out one day and fold all of it. That's all clothing that I was gonna list on Facebook Marketplace. However, I have failed to do so because I've been so busy. Like this top box here. And then those are all fall items in the bottom. I'm gonna try and sell those to Plato's Closet and then just donate whatever's left. These are my cards. I opened up this bin just in case there's moisture trapped in here. Same thing with this one. I don't think that there's any moisture in there, but just in case. Actually, I lied. You can see a couple drops right there. All right, so my bordered prints, these are drying out just to make sure there's no moisture in those. I'm limited with space, so this is just where I set them until they're dry. I made that strong enough to put hair on my chest. So needed. Ugh. So I'm washing a load of laundry right now, and then after that load of laundry is done, then I'm gonna throw in my tablecloths. But I do want to take you guys a little bit of a field trip, so to speak. We were just doing all the things today. I was gonna originally put this vlog in with the Red Wing market, but I think this is gonna be a realistic day in the life as an artist. So that's what we're gonna do here. Get these things out of here. So my friend Crystal, okay, I'm gonna back this up so I can like make sense, because words aren't wording today. I found this like tumbled glass from Lake Pepin, you know, kind of like sea glass, but I don't know, I guess I could call it lake glass because that's where I found it. And I wire wrapped it. Actually, I have it right here. These are on my website now. Oopsies. This is another one that I need to list on my website. But anyway, get back to what I'm trying to say is I wire wrapped this lake glass and I made little necklaces out of it. See the other one here? There we go. There's this one. So she saw that I did that and she really liked the idea. Again, my friend Crystal is a physical therapist, and her and her husband own Trail Creek Coffee in Casson, Minnesota, and they're just really great people. But anyways, I wire wrapped these rocks that she found. I think it was a lake home or something, she told me. I can't remember for the life of me. I'll have to ask her again. But these little random rocks because she's gonna gift them to family members. And I wire wrapped this one like this specifically because it kind of looks like a heart. You know what I mean? And then I put, like I did little wraps around it. This is 24 gauge copper wire. I did a little swirl there on it. I don't know if you can see that very well. And then I wire wrapped this one and this one. And I think what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna put chain on them so that that is done. All right, that's a little bit crooked. Let me fix you here. Oh, whatever, that's good enough. Okay, we're good. You don't really need to see my fridge. All right, I have my metal chain. I need my tools, 1 second. All right, I got the chain here, and what I'm gonna do is measure it out. I think I wanna make all of these roughly 18 inches long. While I'm doing this, I kind of wanted to have a little chatty Cathy with you guys. This is a little bit different flow of a video than what I normally do. Oh, getting my tools first. ADHD is H-ing. The H is H-ing. So I posted a very vulnerable post about my day yesterday on Instagram, and I refrained from posting anything, but I wanted to show kind of the ugly moments of just being human and following your dreams and being a business owner, and I just wanted to be honest about that. And I think a lot of times vulnerability really freaks people out. It kind of makes them sus in a way. Some people can't handle the truth. Some people can't handle talking about their emotions. And a lot of times I try to remind myself not to take that personally, because not everybody's like me. Not everybody talks about their feelings openly and expresses themselves. Like I've really, I don't know, society's kind of made me hold a lot more inside these days, but at the same time I'm still me, and I'm just very honest about my journey. And I don't want somebody like looking at my life thinking, oh, her life is so perfect, so effortless, like why am I struggling? That's the last thing I want somebody to think. So when I go through really hard times and I feel called to do so, and my intuition's like screaming at me to be honest about it, it can have a good or a bad effect, right? And one thing I noticed is like I lost 4 or 5 followers on Instagram, and it's just like, you know, old me would have been like, oh my god, I would have like felt really guilty about that, and I would have been like, well, I shouldn't have posted this and blah blah blah. Here's the thing, it's my page and I can do whatever I want with it. I can say whatever I want. I'm not downgrading anyone. I'm not talking bad about anybody. I'm just sharing my journey. And then sometimes people can't handle that. They think, oh, you know, they're being emotional. They're always blah, blah, blah. Like, people have these opinions. And the truth of the matter is a lot of times I have to remind myself that a lot of times they can't handle those kind of things because they're not facing themselves. Right? And I think that that's one thing to applaud myself for is I haven't been afraid to face myself throughout my life. There's been like things that I run away from or certain things that I do struggle with because we're all human. We all have our shit. Sorry, my alarm went off. God, I lost my train of thought when that distractions. Yeah, just moral of the story is that some people can't handle it, some people can. And I think during those moments when you're going through those moments in life is you learn who your real people are. And I know that there's, you know, one of my subscribers on here, her name is Brandy. She's actually becoming one of my friends. Well, she is my friend, but like, I just feel really connected with her because she just has a crazy journey as well. And she's just so selfless and kind. And she left a really nice comment, which almost made me cry. And it made me feel seen, heard, and understood. And even if just like one person acknowledges like, hey, you're going through the trenches and I see you, like that means a lot to me because there is gonna come a day when I reach success, and it's not that I'm not successful now, but when I have an abundance of success, right? I think that right now God is clearing people out of my life that no longer serve me because they don't have pure intentions. And I think a lot of times He'll remove people out of your life when they don't have the best intentions and they don't want to see you succeed and they secretly want to see you fail. And there's going to be those nosy people who are like, oh, geez, I wonder what's next. I wonder if she's gonna fall on her face. So just waiting on your downfall. And a lot of times I have to remind myself that this is my life. We only get one of them. I've lived my life for people for so much of my life that I can't afford not to be authentic. I can't afford not to be me. And if people don't like it, that's okay. They can leave because God will always bring the right people into your life when you need it. God brought my friends Kayla and Jemima back into my life. We didn't see each other for like 15 years because I quit going to public school. I think I was 16 years old. I started doing online because I just couldn't handle the girl drama and the bullying at school, and I just really never felt like I fit in. And God brought those two back into my life, and I'm very grateful for it because I can be myself. I can be too much. I can say jokes and they think they're funny, and that versus hanging out with someone who doesn't understand you or makes you feel like you're annoying, there's a huge difference. It's very important to find your tribe, and sometimes it's a struggle because there was a season of isolation for quite a few years that I went through, and it was when I was creating the most art and I was painting a lot, but I was so effing depressed. I was so sad, and I was going through a lot of things, physical issues, endometriosis, PCOS, really bad relationships, breakups, that kind of thing. I just kept dating the same kind of person, and it was a person that really wasn't good for me. It doesn't mean that they weren't a good person. I saw the good qualities in them. I fell in love with potential, and in the end it hurt me. It bit me in the ass because it's like I wasn't equally yoked with them. They were pulling me down, and I've learned a lot of self-worth in that. Like, I love myself enough to walk away from things that no longer serve me, and that's one of the eye-opening things that, you know, I've had this year is I'm finding my people, and God's been opening my eyes to, like, you know, there's been a couple instances this year. There was a facility that I walked away from. I walked away from my job. I walked away from a community. I walked away from a lot of different things because God always opens my eyes to see the truth, and it's not that I'm a victim. It's just that sometimes in life things will serve you for a season, and then it's time to move on. And as much as I'm sad about that a lot of times, I know it's for my own good. And I know that it's going to propel me into the next thing. And sometimes God will remove them things out of your life so He can bring in what you need, so He can bring in the abundance. Because if God had a bunch of people surrounding me that didn't have my best interest at heart and they were only in it because they wanted to share my victory or whatever, you know, there's those people that only know you when you're famous, or they only know you when you're successful. And my eyes are so open to who's really there. My eyes are so open to who's supported me during my journey, who's purchased my art, this is the beginning stages, even though I've been doing this for 3.5 years. I'm gonna know who those solid people are that have remained there and have stayed there along my side and believed in me. And I can't express how grateful I am for each and every single one of them. Even you guys on here, I have over 600 subscribers, and even though my brain tells me that's not a lot and I should be monetized, I can't thank you enough for subscribing and watching my videos and being a part of my life and just cheering me on and standing up for me when I get, hate comments and stuff like that. I'm just very grateful for you guys, and I think that that's the reason for this slow growth too. As much as I try and resist it and I'm just like pushing back a lot of times, because that's my personality. I'm like fire. I'm just like, if I'm not going to get through the door, I'm going to burn the motherfucker down. And that's just who I am. I'm learning who's really here. So when I reach success, I can celebrate those people too for being along for the journey. And I still celebrate them. But when the fake people who are there, I'm still going to be kind to them, but I'm not going to give them the time of day like I do to the people who have been there from the very beginning. I hope that makes sense. But yeah, I'm going to make these necklaces. Alright guys, I got them completed. I built the chains. Here we have them. All completed. They're really cute. I like them. Alright, so I got Crystal's necklaces packaged up. I used these little things, and then I purchased my own stamper a while ago. Let's see if I can find it here. So this is what the stamp looks like, and it just fits perfectly on these. I measured it out before I ordered it. I think I ordered it off Amazon. Oh no, that's right. I ordered it off Vistaprint where I got my business cards, but I created this. And these are my new ones. I have let's see. I have the old ones where it was handwritten, but I really feel like that looks a lot better. So yeah, this is what they look like. They're all packaged up. Looks a little professional, if you know what I'm saying. I wanted to talk at you guys real quick. I feel like I've talked a lot in this video, but that's okay. It's my channel, I'll do what I want. So here we are, you're welcome. I've been having a lot of comments and a lot of people mention that, they like if I did tutorials on how to do things, how to create things. I don't personally really have a problem with that. I mean, I'm not much of a teacher. I would rather create a video than teach a class because it's not my passion. I want to do those things because I feel like it would really help the growth of my channel, but I think, and I'm just gonna be honest about this is where I'm at. I don't want my channel to turn into a channel about tutorials on how to do things, and I don't mind teaching people things, but I don't want people to get used to it. And I think the biggest thing, what I'm fearing is, in one thing that kind of has me hesitant and on the fence about it, is I don't want people to have that expectation of me. Because if I created tutorials, it would be like how to heat press shirts, how to create simple strand bracelets. I'm not 100% sure if I want to do wire wrapping videos, but that's another thing. I am really struggling with teaching people how to wire wrap. There's tons of resources out there. Anybody can learn online. I find wire wrapping very sacred. It's kind of like, when there's a family recipe, people don't share the family recipe because it's been in the family forever. My mom taught me how to wire wrap, and I think I'm really struggling with that. I feel like this resistance of teaching people how to do that because I don't want to. I know that sounds a little evil, but I don't want to right now. And sorry, there's something on my nose. I think that's okay. So I'm just gonna take it in small doses. I'm gonna see where I'm sitting this winter, see where I'm sitting for subscriber count, and see where my content's at in October, November, when life kind of slows down a little bit and I do have a lot of extra time, because I'm doing 3 art markets a week this week. So I've done 2 already this week. I have the event in Red Wing, Minnesota this weekend, and then next week I have 3, and the week after I have 3, and then the following week I have none, which is gonna be, I think, a recharge week, catch up on things and create more inventory or whatever, and possibly order new prints. I kind of maybe want to do that before all of these art markets come up, because I feel like I need new stuff. I just wanted to share my 2 cents on that, because it's not that I don't want to do tutorials, I just don't want my channel to turn into a class or try to get money from people down the road. And I know that I do need the financial stability or whatever in the future, but that's not my passion. I would much rather create art sell it because I like to do it and talk about mental health. That's what I like to do. And I think that that's really important, is knowing what you want to do and knowing what you like to do. I just don't want the expectation of, oh, well, since Tyler made a video on this, she's going to teach me how to do this, this, and that. I don't want that pressure. I don't want the expectation. It's kind of like when I was younger, I wanted to be a manager. I wanted to climb the corporate ladder because society told me that's what that's what you have to do to be happy. That's when I quit art. When I had a really good position, the job that I quit, I've had a few people told me, oh, you should be the manager. No. I didn't want the responsibility. I went from wanting something so bad to not wanting it. And so what I'm saying is it's kind of similar, where I don't want the pressure. I just want to do things because I enjoy doing it, because the last thing I want is for this to turn into a job. Obviously, it is kind of a job, but I feel like your passion is something that fuels you. And if I'm doing something that just kind of doesn't spark, like ignite that light inside of me, then I'm not being authentic and living life truly to myself. I hope that that makes sense, but I will probably be doing a few how-to videos down the road just to help people out, and because people like to learn. I'm a good teacher. I just, one, I don't have the time. Two, I don't really have a passion for it. And three, I don't want the expectation. So I way over explain that, but I hope that that makes sense. But yeah, today is just a realistic day in the life as an artist, and you saw a realistic approach in the beginning, and I'm supposed to get a massage. I gotta leave here in less than an hour, so I gotta get my stinky ass ready. I'm gonna upload a bunch of my SD card onto my computer, so I'm gonna work on that. So I have a massage, and then I'm supposed to hang out with my friend Brian today. I made plans in an extroverted mood, and I think that it'll be good for me though. I think that it'll be good for me to get out of the house and focus on something other than working or my journey or my doubts or my fears. And, you know, life's sucking sometimes, so you're gonna come along for the journey. Okay, so I was gonna videotape myself washing my face, but I think I'm just gonna wash my entire body off because I'm sure Olivia will appreciate that before I get my massage. I don't wanna have like grimy, icky skin. But this is the facial cleanser that I use. I've struggled with acne as a teenager, and this is the only thing that helps me when I'm stressed, I haven't had acne this bad on my forehead since 7th grade. It's like where I get it. I think it's a stress spot. But this is Purity by Philosophy. It's expensive, but a little bit goes a long way. This lasts me roughly like, I don't know, probably realistically 3 to 6 months, I wanna say. That's what I use for that. And then I use Aveda hair products and stuff like that. Sometimes I use Matrix. I have to buy more stuff. I might, because since I'm on a budget, I might go to Fantastic Sam's and buy, because they have like a back to school special every year, which should be launching pretty quickly here. But it's like, I think it's like buy one, get one half off or something, and to save a lot of money. And Fantastic Sam's actually has really nice shampoo and conditioner. But I don't want to wash my hair because I'm trying to make the color stay in longer. So I'm just gonna wash my body and then put in some dry shampoo and yeah, all that fun stuff. But I had to get my ass moving because I'm running a little bit behind on schedule per usual. Okay, real quick. Might look a little scary. Makeup's a little everywhere. This is the leftover. Put you on there. Sitting on my towel. This makeup remover I wanted to talk about. None of this is sponsored. I'm just helping a sister out if you have eyeliner and stuff. I used to use Bare Minerals makeup remover, but since I'm on a budget, this Pond's stuff I've used since I was like 16 years old. This is the Cold Cream makeup remover. It's like 10 bucks. This whole jar will last me over a year. So you take a little bit and it goes on like this. And I also feel like if you're 30 or you're approaching 30 or you're right about aging, I think that this helps the aging process, not having bags and stuff. Cause like, one, it's a makeup remover. I gotta shut the lid on my toilet in case you fall in the drink here. I think that it also acts as like a moisturizer. So I just put a little bit on. It takes like everything off, and it also leaves your face feeling moisturized. It doesn't like dry out your skin. And one thing that I didn't mention about the Philosophy face wash is that I have like an oily T-zone. It's always like my forehead and then my nose area. And it's like, especially in the wintertime, I really struggle with dry skin. This is the moisturizer I use. I don't spend $1 million in facial products, and I don't know if any of the ingredients in this are deadly, but I'm not dead yet. My mom used this for like her whole life. It's the Olay stuff. And so like when my mom died, she was 42, but she looked like she was 30 because she aged like fine wine. She was gorgeous, Dolly. She used this, and so I've used it. My mom is like, Ty, that's like, so my mom wasn't huge into beauty and stuff like that, but she was natural beauty. She didn't need makeup. But one thing she always told me is, Ty, you're gonna want a good moisturizer because it's what's gonna keep your skin feeling young. And I think one of the toxic traits that I picked up from her was being hard on myself about aging. My mom did not want to age. I always thought she was beautiful no matter what. And I'm kind of being hard on myself about aging because that was my belief system. That's like what I grew up in and stuff like that. Like I notice sometimes, yeah, like right here, I'm starting to get smile lines. I know you can't really see them, they're faint. And then I have like these goalie posts here that I'm kind of insecure about. And I think the most important part is to embrace aging. And that's one of the things I'm working on. One of my friends, well, Brandy was talking about having struggles with aging. And it's like, when you hit 30, shit starts to look different. I found an eyebrow hair in my eyebrow and I thought it was blonde. I'm like, oh, it's blonde, it's fine. I was like, holy shit, is it gray? Well, I yanked it out, you know, hoping for the best. You can't really see it in there. I think it's starting to grow back, but I yanked it out a second time and lo and behold, I had my first gray hair and it was an eyebrow hair. And I don't know what to feel about that because 30 isn't old. I just became an adult 12 years ago. Like I've only been doing this adulting shit for 12 years, so don't mind me. But yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do a whole lot with myself. I want to show you guys all my products because this is the stuff that I like to do. I like makeup and beauty, even though I'm a tomboy. My hair's still a little bit damp. I don't want to put too much dry shampoo in there, but I know it's a little greasy. This is the state of affairs with my hair. This is what you go through when you have colored hairs, just to keep it in. This is the Clean Freak, Not Your Mother's dry shampoo. I used to use an Aveda one, but since I'm poor, I use this one. You can get this right at Walmart, and it has a really good smell. This is a warm sugar fragrance. So I just kind of put it in there. I don't put too much because I have naturally like almost black hair, and I don't want it obvious, and I don't want it to look gray. So we're just gonna use, and I like spray it behind my neck because that's like where it gets icky too. I know that part of it's kind of damp still, but sometimes when it dries, you can like brush it out or whatever. Yeah, I'm getting a massage anyway, so I'm not gonna worry about having my hair down because it doesn't matter. I don't know. I don't know if I should do a ponytail. You know, that kind of shows off the color. Oh my God, it's still snarly. Get it together, Tyler. That or a claw clip. I feel like when I put in a claw clip, it kind of, you know, hides the color. And I love the neonness of this. Ha, that rhymed. So I think I'm just gonna, oh no. So one of the things with the dry shampoo, especially like if you have blonde hair, you're fine. But when you have naturally dark hair like myself, you gotta rub that shit in. It looks a lot better. I know this looks crazy, but this is how I've done my hair all the time. Put it up like this. Oh my God, I've been talking for 5 minutes, over 5 minutes. This is gonna be a long vlog, so if you made it this far, leave me a comment down below. That's as good as she's getting today. And I'll probably put makeup on in the car after my massage because when my face is down, it's gonna look scary. Come out looking like a swamp creature or the Joker or some shit. Maybe if my heart stops beating, it won't hurt this much. Please don't get me wrong.
Right off your feet, you know what I'm saying? Like them big old shot, them crawdads, they come and they gonna get you.
What happened to you? What happened to yourself?
Them fucking crawdads out in Louisiana swamp, they come down here and he snipped front of my toes right off and got a little bit of my salt with it.
God damn, how you gonna fix that, Bill?
Oh, I gotta fix up the vine. What do you think those nails are doing? Them nails are fixing it up right you good.
Well, them ain't be nails. Them be nuts.
No, you see what it is you see what we have here is you go up to the North Pole and you use them as your your studs, like in your ties, you got tread marks.
Yeah, it gonna give me like some nice grip on the ice when I
That
go
be your
up there,
snow
you know?
treads.
Get out down there ice fishing like them fucking northerners do, you know what I mean?
They got fish in the ice out there.
Even if it's like 1 3/4, they get on out there and they fish on them ice.
I got them walleye out here, them got them teeth.
Oh yeah, they love them walleyes up there in the north.